Okay. Royale specific changes. What do we have? This week's changes focus on getting matches running faster, making it a bit easier to get your build going, and some additional numerical balance. Improving the possibility for players to catch up when they fall behind remains a focus for future Royal patches. That's good to know that they're thinking about it. We'll see how they're gonna actually do that. Royal matchmaking changes. Royal matches are now pooled per large geographic region. This will result in matches filling up much faster, though you may experience slightly higher latency than you did before when matches were per gateway. We will continue to balance this as the Royal player population fluctuates, so there's a good middle ground between game starting and average latency below. That's really nice, especially for all of the EU stuff. Gonna be very annoying during the slow hours when I have to play in the NA, but a lot of the NA is sleeping, and then like East Coast, I have a feeling there might be more than 100 ping for me in the NA servers, because it might do West Coast sometimes instead of the East Coast. And like the East Coast is like the perfect middle ground for West Coast players and the EU players if you have to play on the NA ping. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna be. But this is very, very good for the EU gateways, because a lot of people don't log out to check the other gateways, and instead they just check the gateway that they're playing. If it doesn't have, then it's okay, it's dead. So that's very good change. Gameplay changes. The number of ramps leading up the cliffs from the beach to subsequent areas has been approximately doubled, though ramps have been made slightly narrower on average. That's a very good change. I feel like the reason why there was so little of the ramps is they wanted the ramps to be a point of convention on the players, like the people actually fighting on them and pushing everyone in the same spot. Kind of does that, but if you're fighting at the ramps, you're kind of wasting your time, at least on the first one. And this looks like this is specifically from the first one only, so that's a very good change. Random level 1 skill gem now drops next to each player when the round begins. The availability of skill gems from other sources has not been adjusted for the time being. That's very good change. I also wonder if more people are just literally gonna see what the first skill gem is. If it's not useful, they just leave. And it's really good that it's when the round starts and not when you queue up, because then you could just relog until you get a good gem. But I think that's an improvement for sure. So at least there will always be a gem, even if you can't necessarily even use it because your weapon. The number of rare monsters spawning throughout the island has been approx halved. Oh fuck! I think that's a bad change. They give a lot of XP, so now, I mean, the only bad thing about them was that they just killed people like crazy. But I feel like this is to nerf the headhunter node. And I don't know. I think everyone else is getting the crossfire of the headhunter node, which wasn't even that insane because it was so inconsistent. Like, if they don't add any more like white monsters and magic monsters, this means we're getting a lot less XP now on average per run. Damage dealt by all monsters other than those found on the beach has been adjusted to be more consistent and a bit less lethal. Those goddamn freeze doggos, dude. Most monsters now deal less damage than they used to, but few deal slightly more. In before, this is The fucking freeze dog was doing even more kick. They were actually so insane. Royal skill and support gem changes. Whirling Blades and Leaf Climb have been removed. I was saying that they need to get rid of these two skill gems after the first weekend. I was surprised they didn't do it last weekend already. Both skills have demonstrated that they are very effective against other players, and unfortunately there is no level of healthy balance between usability and strength them, particularly when combined with other travel skills. Unless you added the cooldown to them. Because now... yeah, I don't know. I feel like they could have been fine with the cooldown, potentially. Being shared with the other mobility skills. You know what's interesting here? There's no mention of shield charge. So maybe shield charge is... maybe it's time for shield charge to shine now. You need to build very differently to what you build the other stuff though, but... What is the point of them if you have the cooldown? Well, they scale with your attack speed and they scale damage based on your weapons, right? So you could use them to also deal damage, much like you can use Frostblink and Flame Dash to deal damage as a spellcaster. So from that point of view, melee got nerfed because they're going to do a lot less damage with their mobility skills compared to casters. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try to make shield charge work. For sure. Problem with that is that you're going to need a really good shield. And I don't remember many shield bases. Is there... You can get level 10 items. Like, you can get like this, the saber, the sword, right? That's a level 10 item. I wonder if you can get... For armor shield, it seems to be level 9. It's gonna be the highest because there's no way you're gonna get this one. I mean, the armor difference is 9 to 46, which is big. How about evasion? 43 versus... How much was this? 46. The evasion shield is much stronger though, but I mean level 8 is fine, actually, that's totally fine. 26 block versus 23 block, okay. So if you want to do shield charge and actually do damage with it, Pine Buckler is the way to go. It also has movement speed, which is gonna help. How about the hybrids? Oh, there's only one hybrid. That. Okay, so if you want to do shield charge, it's gonna be this shield. Pine Bucklers. You can do damage with it, and you can do some nice bleeds with shield charge. And it's a defensive, so do I have the Royal tree somewhere? Yeah, I do. Okay. So what you could do is you can do the rage, right? So that's gonna give you attack speed and movement speed. Then you take that for 10 melee attack speed, movement speed, and then you have travel, attack speed with movement skill. So you could do like shield charge plus Cyclone, because this scales with Cyclone as well. But you would lose the attack speed from here because you no longer dual wield. However, you could go for the 10% here. But I think, so that's like about level 2, 3, 4 from here, 4.5. So that's level 5.5, 6, 7, and then you would go like here to make the block also apply to spell block and then damage from it, I think. And then if you're here, you could potentially go all the way to the bleed node, I think. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. You could also take that for attack and cast speed, I suppose. That's 5% attack speed. Oh, but that's 5% movement speed with that. That's also not bad. I'm definitely gonna try to make shield charge work, that's for sure. Okay. Free Creeping Frost initial hit damage has been reduced by approx 20% at all levels. Still good. Still good. Its damage over time has not been changed. Cyclone space attack speed modifier has been reduced to 200. Okay. That's certainly a nerf for it, but I think it's still gonna be good. Especially if you do get the speed scaling for it. Divine Ire's base damage has been reduced by approx 30% at all levels. Its damage penalty while channeling has been reduced to 30% from 50. Okay, so it does more damage. Well, it doesn't do more damage because the base damage went down. But okay. But it's less needed for you to actually scale as speed to do the blast, but you can actually do like damage with the zaps as well. Interesting. I think it's still gonna be probably good. It's gonna require a bit more gear, but it's no longer like an early game ganking skill because it's like impossible to outrun Divine Ire, pretty much. So it was like Blight and EA combined. This badge. If you found this early, you could like gank anyone with it. Elemental hits base attack speed multiplier has been reduced to 90% from 100. Okay. That's not really even a big nerf. Ground slam base attack speed multiplier has been increased to 85 from 70. Oh, that's a big buff. That's quite the buff on the speed. Ice Grass base attack speed multiplier has been increased to 80 from 70. It doesn't do damage, so I don't think anyone's going to use it. Incinerate's final wave now deals 800% more damage with hits and ailments from 500. I have not seen anyone use Incinerate at all. Lacerate's chance to cause bleeding in Bloodstand has been increased to 50%. Ooh. I already ganked a lot of people with Lacerate early. That's interesting. But the big problem now is that you don't have the mobility for the Lacerate. Number of projectiles created by Molten Strike has been reduced to 3 from 4. Oof. Okay. So that means that it's no longer absolutely crazy, insane tank. I mean, it still is, but it's a bit less now. Okay. Thunder's base attack speed has been increased to 95. I think these are overall some good changes. Yeah. I think sweep is gonna be insane now. Yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of sweep wins now. Because the AoE on the sweep is nice, and it's really hard to outrun it. Royal passive skill tree changes. The well-traveled Varian and personal combat have had their positions on the passive skill tree swapped. I do not remember what these are. Well-traveled Varian and personal combat. So these two got changed? So you get the attack speed first. Wait. Wait, if they actually did that. Wait, is it? Is well-traveled, is this well-traveled warrior? And personal combat is this one? Because if they did that, that buffs every single non-strike melee build that goes here. That would give you like 10% attack speed for like Cyclone. And Lacerate for 1 point. Did they actually do that? Also shield charge. Fuck. It would be nice to see the royal skill tree somewhere, but I don't think you can see it anywhere. Like the passive, this passive tree doesn't show the royal, right? Just the normal skill tree. Item changes. Base attack speed of the royal specific crude bow has been increased. Oh, that's nice for early game bow. Yeah. There's no... Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, I'm not sure which are the nodes. What was this node called again? Because well-traveled warrior to me kind of sounds like movement speed. But personal combat would make sense for one of these. Yeah, I don't remember. I wish they just like said what the nodes actually is. It's not. I don't think it's too much to include it in like brackets here, which the nodes does. And then some client crash. In addition to the above patch notes, we will on this. Yeah. Okay. Not. I mean, well, removing Whirling Blades and Leaf Slam are massive changes to the meta of Royale for sure. Gonna be interesting to see if ranged builds will now be better, because you don't have melee with crazy close cappers anymore, so you can actually outrun the melee now, I think, as a caster. And if you're a bow build that has rage and the movement speed nodes, so if you stack the rage up, you get movement speed from that. So I think that's gonna be pretty good at staying away. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Gonna be interesting to see. And I'm gonna try to make shield charge work.